Hi, I'm Andy.
And I'm Rich.
And this is Get Gaming, the channel by two gamers with a Y for
gamers with or without a Y.
That's exactly right. And today we have another monthly math video for you for the month of October, which is only a week in the past. I'm not even going to say when this is going to be posted because I'm going to jinx myself again. This will be going up sometime in the future.
Hopefully in 2022.
Hopefully in 2022, that's right. We're going to change how we do these monthly math videos a little bit. I'm going to try and do a separate solo video for all my solo plays and BGA plays, things that didn't involve Rich. So these monthly math videos will be kind of in two parts. So this is the part with my lovely board gaming partner. Looks so pretty in pink today. And that will also help make these videos a little bit shorter and easier to edit. You ready for some stats? Everyone loves stats. So, in the month of October 2022, me and Rich played 43 times. We played 13 unique games. Not too shabby at all, considering, I don't know, it's kind of a little bit of a topsy-turvy month. I thought we were playing pretty consistently throughout, but I wanted to start with what our most played game was, and by a long shot,
I know what it is.
What was it?
Rajas, probably.
No.
Really?
Okay,
wow.
What did we do towards the end of October?
Bloody End?
Because Rajas, we only played twice in October, and it was towards the beginning.
Oh, wow.
Which
must have been September then.
It was 3 times, actually, that we played Rajas in October, because we got Rajas the second half of September, and we were playing it a lot, and then that kind of bled into October. But then, what did we get?
Time flies.
What were we playing a lot of in the last week of October?
Well, I said, and I don't know if it was right, it wasn't Bloody End.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. We played this game 24 times, technically.
I don't think there's anything about the number 24 that would give it to me. Could I get another clue, please?
It was a campaign game.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. That was this month.
Behind you. Oh, it's right here, my city. You might have heard of this game. This is a Rainer Knizia legacy game. So what is the difference between a legacy and a campaign game?
I did not know the difference between a legacy and a campaign game.
The difference is stickers, pretty much.
So if it has stickers...
If you're changing your physical components in some way,
then it's a legacy.
Then it's a legacy game because you can't go back in time. Once that sticker's on there, it's there forever. Not really, as I discovered, but because I could never get the sticker right on each time. So this is a legacy game. It's a polynomial game. You're building a city and you're going through different chapters from a very humble settlement divided by a river, eventually to a booming settlement with factories and trains and churches, a lot of churches, which you're forced to build the churches. You don't get a choice when it comes to religion in this game.
Oh, I know.
So there's
frustrating.
So there's 8 chapters with 3 episodes each. So there's actually 24 plays you can get out of the space game, and we got it used. If you would like to hear about how and where we got this game, check out our Swap Meet vlog, which we posted this last weekend. One of our used gems we got. So the guys that sold this to us, they'd already played through the whole campaign, but because they played it just the 2 of them, there are 4 boards, so you can play this up to 4. And so we still had the other 2 boards, and luckily we had exactly enough stickers to be able to just replay for the whole thing. So this is a game that if you did get it, you could play for the whole campaign twice if you had a new copy, but this is now a completely used copy. This point.
I definitely would consider this for your holiday gift list because if there's somebody that likes games, I think they're
especially if you have a couple in your life. This was a really good 2-player game, which is what I'd heard about it. Sure, it'd be a fine experience at 4, but when you have 2 players, it's and especially if it's your primary board gaming partner, which is why I say this would be a good couples gift, is because you can just slam through that thing. We slammed through this thing in a week. I think it was like 6 days or something like that.
I know. I barely remember doing anything else.
We got it on October 22nd, and we finished the campaign on Halloween night.
It was fun.
So this is what we were doing instead of playing the spooky games. Other than Bloody End, which is on here, I highly recommend this game
Me
for
too.
couples, especially, or if you have some other primary board gaming partner. Could be platonic. You never know. I actually did not compute all the stats exactly for what was the most played because that was a clear winner. But let me see how many times did we play Bloody Inn, because we got that in October, obviously. That was part of our spooky game feature for our last tabletop.
I'm sure we at least played it 5 times.
Well, I played it solo once, but I'll talk more about the solo mode in the solo stats video. We played it 4 times.
Okay.
We played the Bloody Inn 4 times.
I would have guessed more.
In October. Yeah, I know too. Well, one of those is not my solo time. So we played it 4 times. Either I played it with you a couple of times, and we played it with Jamila twice. Really, yeah, great game. We talked all about it in our tabletop and test, so we don't need to go any more into that. It's right here in the back. Can you see it? We also played Betrayal at House on the Hill. I feel like we played it twice.
No.
Or was it just the once?
Just the once.
With Mike and Celia, yeah, we wanted to do a spooky game thing, and Rich has finally decided how he really feels about that game, which is
if it had a little bit, if it allowed you to go just a little bit longer before you get to the haunt.
Sometimes they do.
I know, sometimes it did, but
varies wildly.
I don't know. I'll play it again, but it was kind of felt like a train wreck when we were playing it.
So, just for reference, it was one of those issues where we got to the haunt super quick. I think it was less than 20 minutes. And the scenario we were doing was with some hellbats.
Oh, yeah, the hellbats. Oh, God.
And I don't know, we really misunderstood what the assignment was, I think. Because, of course, Mike ended up being the traitor. His favorite role.
He
just loves cackling with his hellbats. He was like in hog heaven. So he enjoyed himself. And so me and Celia really were working really hard. I think you got killed by the hellbats, didn't you? And then it was just me and Celia in at the
Probably.
end.
I think I was the first one to get killed, yeah.
Yeah, or overwhelmed by the hellbats. And me and Celia got to them and said, there's no way we're going to be able to do this. We didn't even bother finishing.
Carried off to their love tunnel.
You mean the hellbats carried you off to their love tunnel?
Yes.
That's a horrifying image. Yeah, I like Betrayal. I think it's good, spooky fun. It is very random, and you just have to accept that going into it and know that some of those scenarios you'll just be fucked if the taunt gets triggered too early. There's some scenarios you're just not going to win.
Yeah, don't just play it again until because if you go to the haunt too early, you're screwed.
Well, unless you're the traitor, in which case Mike won. So somebody did win. It was Mike.
Yeah, and I think it's that he is that kind of person that, like you said, he likes to play the traitor, and it was probably
he really gets into character.
Yeah, it was. I'm sure it was really fun for him, but it's just.
I always enjoy that game generally, but I think it's something where it's not for people that like randomness or high luck. I think because it's high luck, you spend all this time into the game and then you get to the end, you feel kind of just like floored and demoralized. I think for some people, and for me, I'm just like, well, we died. Well, we tried our best. Oh well, good work,
but
team.
It's just a question of whether it's really fun.
With a big group, it can be. I think it's a really good spooky time game because I really think it's to fully enjoy that game, that experience, you have to take it kind of not 100% seriously.
I think you're right. I think it's a game that is kind of it's loosey-goosey.
It's super loosey-goosey. But it's like a delightful hot mess of a game. I think it's important to like games for what they are and what they're trying to do. Yeah. And I think that game in particular, it's like, here's every haunted horror movie you could imagine and every scenario in one box. And we're not going to bother testing all the scenarios because it's going to be totally random like that. So there's a lot of content to explore in that game. And I like the idea of exploring the house. I like anything where you're building a map, but yeah.
For a scary game, I'll take Horrified any day over that one.
I kind of agree with you, actually. We don't have a copy of Horrified anymore.
I know.
This was my ex-roommate.
So please send us a copy of it. No.
Specifically American Monsters. We're talking to you, Ravensburger. We'll also do a sponsorship for Target too. What do we care? And obviously towards the beginning of the month, we were still on our pandemic kick. We played it a couple of times towards the beginning of the month. You're still into pandemic?
I did like it. I still like it.
That one we played with Yemi though. Oh, it's still like I'm still Twitter-pated about it. It was so good.
It was just unbelievable. Like, we didn't think there was any possibility of winning. And
I was shocked.
It just came out of nowhere.
I had to check the rules like 3 times just to make sure that we were in the clear and that we were doing it right. Because again, we played it like 4 times in a row wrong.
We do have a habit of doing this.
Like, oh wait, you're not supposed to start with the cures. It's pretty. I think we were playing just like, oh, we can just eradicate the disease and that's how we win the game.
Yeah.
And then we just turn over the things, but you don't start with the little cure vials on the board. You know, for people that know that game. And of course, Spirit Island once, the play that will live in infamy. Now that we're talking about some of my favorite board gaming experiences of the month and some other people's least favorite. Because we played with Bianca. We finally played it at 4. And oh my, that game is a whole nother level of something at 4.
You know, it reminded me of like, you know, people that get the little miniatures and set up like the Civil War
dudes on a map.
Yeah. And they're like all over the place. I mean, that is the messiest damn game board of any game that I've played.
It's not inaccurate.
They're just like all over the place.
And they keep coming. They keep multiplying exponentially.
The game even starts out like that. And that was what finally, it's like, this is so screwed because you start out and they're already there.
There's ways of scaling the difficulty. You can start with less.
I feel like that they should arrive and have to, I don't know. It's just, no, I don't like it. Messy.
Oh, we played some Meadow. Dusted that off the shelf. You know, always just trying to keep that fresh. We played it, I think, at least like 3 times. So one of those might have been solo. I can't remember.
It's a game he will play. I can
anytime.
If he needs cheering up and doesn't, you know, I have to kind of supplicate.
That's my comfort food game. It really is. I love it so much, and I'm so excited for the Downstream expansion. And I finally found it, you guys. I did get the Bigfoot promo card. Very happy. And Legendary Creatures. I'm still waiting on the card sleeve pack. Also has a mini expansion with it. That is the one game I think I'm going to be like, I need every bit of content related to that game. Because it's just one of those kinds of games for me. Very much looking forward to getting those in. And we should do a playthrough with them. Because we've unlocked all the mini expansions that come with the game already.
And it's a great game. I mean, it warrants a lot of attention.
Very good. And we played some more Tussie Mussie. We played Tussie Mussie at 5. Because I have all the expansions now, it's like, hey, let's try this at 5.
I liked it. How did you feel?
The snake draft is a little confusing at 5, but it still works. It still works. You could definitely... No, we played it... Yeah, that was at 5. Because it was me, you, Jamila's Mike, and Yummy. So we played it at Yummy's house, along with CuBirds. And by the time we got to CuBirds, some people were a little far gone.
I never said I was a role model.
So I don't want anyone accusing me again that I don't know how to teach a freaking game, because I taught all y'all drunk asses freaking CuBirds. Still lost to Yummy. At least I didn't lose to you this time. So that's my one consolation.
That's good. I don't want to tyrannize you with my winning at CuBirds.
No, what CuBirds would be good for?
No,
not as a game.
No,
as a weapon. And we played a very disastrous game of Roll and Ghosts, a print and play roll and write that I backed on Kickstarter for spooky season. And I thought, oh, here's something nice and light. We can use this as a starter game for our bi-monthly game day. For some reason, it took us 2 hours and we didn't actually finish the game. It was kind of a combination of things. What did you think of that game, the half game that you played?
It looks super cute.
Oh, the art's so good.
You know, and
it's very like Looney Tunes, Betty Boop-esque.
It's like, I don't know if all the mechanics are quite there. It seemed a little
half-baked.
A little bit half-baked.
Yeah, I like it. I think there's a very interesting kind of resource management thing. So you're ghost hunters in the game, and you're going into the different rooms in the haunted house, trying to collect crystals and trying to open portals to exorcise the ghosts. It's really fun. And there was a lot of content that came with the base game, like different ways to vary it up. And I was like, well, I'm just going to throw all this in. Everything in the kitchen sink. So I think that was part of the issue, is that I was trying to add things to the game that aren't meant to be used all at the same time.
Right. Maybe that is it. It was just, yeah, it didn't feel like the game was gelling.
And the other thing I was telling you, that rulebook was a little ambiguous. I think it's just the designer. Basically, it's his own project. I don't know that he has a lot of people he's really collaborating with, maybe. I don't know how much it was play tested with the other kind of variable things. Like you have these different bosses you can add, and different rooms you can annex, and just the rules weren't super clear all the time about, well, what if this, then that kind of thing. So then I guess other people were complaining, and the designer posted this big, long fact sheet on the Kickstarter campaign page, like in the updates section. It was this long list of things, and I'm like, these all should have been part of the rulebook. These should just have been integrated into the rulebook text. These are like basic freaking questions. Like I think like one was like, well, what if can I circle both the crystals here, or things like that, and just things that people are unclear about.
That was what I found unclear, is like knowing specific, like you want games to kind of not have so much latitude that you don't really have a very good idea what,
because it's not crazy complex, but you're doing a lot of dice rolling, and you're using the dice as your resource. And it wasn't clear, because it said you're supposed to have separate dice for your movement and then separate dice for spending for actions, but then you're only using one dice for your movement. And then people are like, well, what happens to the other dice?
Yeah.
And that was one of the things on the fact, is that, oh, it just becomes part of your other dice. So, but then why do they have to be two different colors?
I don't know.
Just things like that were just kind of like, felt like maybe they could have been thought out a little bit more. Maybe, but I like the game basically. Yeah, mechanically. It's an interesting little roll and write, roll and move.
I think it could be tightened up and probably be a good game.
I think so too. The jury's out. I think we'll just do just the base game with none of the frills, none of the extra bits and bobs, and see how that goes. But then we played Clickbait after that, which I still love that this isn't an arrow-shaped box, but the only place it can really go is on top of here. I don't know that we've talked about this game as much. I think we've mentioned it here and there. Why don't you tell them about this game, baby?
Well, the whole idea of the game is you're an advertising executive, which of course is fun. Yeah, Mad Men is my favorite TV drama of all time. I think it's the best one. And also, okay, I'm going to date myself a lot with this, but I always loved Bewitched when I was a kid. And of course, Darren was an advertising executive, and it was funny. But in this, you're advertising really off the wall stuff, like werewolf floor rugs.
A kangaroo milk ice cream. Oh, my favorite though is fairly accurate pregnancy tests.
Yeah, fairly accurate.
So then you have these letter die that you're rolling, and then you have to use the letters to create your slogan to get people to click on your ads. And the more off the wall it is, the better, because whoever's answer gets chosen, they then become the new chooser. So you can go for this whole game and never be the person choosing. Celia complains I'm way too fast at like writing the things out.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to use, there's 5 die, but you don't have to use all 5 letters. You could just use 3, for instance. It's just maybe it gives it a little.
Yeah, but you only have a max of 5 words because you have the 5 dice. Yeah. But they work out because the letters that they're using are multiples of different letters for more common words. So it's really thought out in that sense.
It plays very well. It's not a difficult game.
Very light, that party style kind of game, but I feel like you have more agency because you're writing your own slogans. So again, like I've said in the past, I like party games where you can be at least a little bit creative in your humor so that you can adjust it. I mean, some of the humor on these cards is a little risque or edgy. There's nothing that's really like crazy inappropriate or crazy crass.
No. You could make it that way, though, I'm sure.
Of course, always. But it's similar in Say Anything. I'm like, whatever your humor style is, it could work fairly well. Maybe. I don't know. Flame throwing for kids, a step-by-step guide. That might be. I don't want to give my kids too many ideas, right?
No.
And of course, the best 30-day energy drink. Ooh. She's got problems.
Yes, she does.
But energy ain't one of them. She's raring to go.
What? Because sleep is for weaklings.
That's right. And then, of course, we played Wild Space several times. We do have a new expansion we just got for Wild Space, which had to get ordered all the way from France. So this is coming soon on the channel. We will be covering this. I played it solo already. I'll probably talk about it a little bit in my solo stats video, but we will be covering this because there's no English language content related to this because this hasn't been released in English or in the States yet.
Yeah, he had to read the rule book in French.
Oh oui. Une espèce extraterrestre a été découverte. This adds to the game Wild Space, and you have aliens that you're encountering, and you're mining gems and using the gems to bribe the aliens to do helpful stuff for you. They're very helpful.
I like the addition of bribery.
Yeah, well, that's what it says in there. You're supposed to bribe them in crystals.
Now, credits. I know Juicy Fruits has bribery. Do you know of any other games where that's a mechanism where you have to bribe? Because it is fun. It's
that'd
so much
be
fun.
A good question for the comments section. If you guys can think of your favorite games that use bribery, we're all ears. Because I can't think of a lot. Not ones that I have, but I'm sure there's plenty of dastardly pirate games which involve maybe some bribery. I'm definitely into the bribery as a game mechanic for sure.
I think it sounds fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have a video definitely covering this. We're going to be doing more playthroughs in the very near future, and this is definitely going to be one.
One of the things we've always liked about Wild Space is the art is so good.
Oh my god, the new art of the alien. I love that the alien has the fan things, like the fan ears, the bat ear things.
It's very, very.
Thank you, Miss Amélie Guinet, did the illustrations for Wild Space. So Pandasaurus released Wild Space in the States. Catch Up Games is the European publisher for it. I would be hopeful that Pandasaurus would release the expansions because there's this and there's also a space-based expansion, which is a print and play expansion that you can get for free on Catch Up Games website, which I think we're definitely going to try to use for our playthrough when we do it. But I just played with it last night, actually, and I quite enjoyed it. I guess we only played Wild Space once in the whole month of October. Is that right?
Yeah, I think we just dusted it off the shelf.
There was a lot of my city. That was like a lot.
No, I'm missing my city already.
I know. Well, My Island is coming out soon.
I will want
in 2023. There is the roll and write version of My City, which just released at SN as well.
Oh.
I'm not sure. It looks like basically just My City, but just it's a roll and write. So I don't know what new it really would add. I think the My Island kind of slight retheming sounds more intriguing to me personally. Yeah, that was a really great experience. I really wanted to play a legacy game again, and I heard so many good things about it, especially that it played really well at 2. And all the hype is real, you guys. Like, My City is an amazing little polynomial game. Some of the chapters I enjoyed more than others.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like that Gold Rush one, I don't know. It's just such the puzzle is changing in so many different constricting kind of ways in each game, but it's additive essentially. So, but it's done in such a way that it doesn't feel super overwhelming and you can kind of keep track. But it's always kind of whiplash trying to change. Okay, now in this chapter, I'm trying to go for this and that. So your strategy is constantly changing from game to game. But I did end up winning.
And
by a fair margin.
Even though it's kind of a big box game, but not really. And
it's pretty easy to set up.
It's not one of the more expensive.
Well, yeah, we paid $15 for it, but I think new it's like 30 something still.
Yeah, so it's very much worth it.
Well, Cosmos is still keeping it cheap, so thanks for that. That's all we have for you today. Keep your eyes peeled for my solo stats video where I will be talking a little bit more in depth about the things I played on BGA and the new solo games that I did. And we want to remind you that this video is brought to you by the official Board Gamer snack, Peanut M&Ms. Doesn't get your cards dirty at all. It has a crunchy surprise in the center. Just like us. We're sweet on the outside. Salty on the inside. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like content like this. We love subs.
And then hit the little bell.
Yeah, hit the notification bell. We are trying to release 3 videos every week. We're definitely going to be doing some playthroughs soon. And feel free to get in the comment section and tell us about what you played in October, especially if you have any other legacy games you'd like to recommend.
I want to know what legacy games.
Yeah.
We did Machi Koro Legacy, which was great.
Some of my favorite experiences board gaming with you personally.
Me too. But My City was really good also.
So remember, guys, be gay.
Do crime.
And don't get caught.
And get gay men. No, I'm sorry. Okay, go on. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna put it up because that's what people like Amy and Maggie do. You like our new background? We put up rainbow lights. So this will be a semi-permanent feature, hopefully. Oh, and Stacy the Stegosaurus. Remember I said that she got decapitated? Well, we super glued her head back on, so she's back in the action. Here, you got to bend over a little bit more so they can see her. You don't have to go quite that far. I just spent my Target gift card the other day.
On games, of course.
What is their slogan? What's Target's slogan?
I don't know.
You better nail the shot because of the bullseye.
No, I don't.
My beast.
Remember the horror season is now past us.
The horror